Turn off your phone, turn off the Wi-Fi, turn off any electronics or media that is near you, and see how long can you sit down and write about your own emotions. Like seriously, can you unironically write about what you want to accomplish in life and what your goals are for the future and how mentally stable are you? Can you be stable with your own thoughts and emotions? These are questions that come up in my head not only when I write these videos, but when I am alone for long periods of time. For myself, I do think I can become very consumed by my own emotions when I am left alone for long periods of time. I think we can all agree that Gen Z has proved to be one of the more emotional generations, so problems like these are very prominent. Our generation has been in an ongoing war with the idea of emotional maturity, being able to be self aware, understanding, and productive with your own emotions. The human mind is diverse, it's beautiful, it's super complex, and it has so much going on inside it. Now, I would say for myself, my understanding of emotional maturity has been extremely flawed. I've never had um, much anyone there for me as far as my own parents. They weren't emotionally there for me for my entire life. So I do think when I face problems, I have almost zero ways of being able to mentally handle them. I tend to go silent or have emotional outbursts where I say things that I'm not supposed to say. I do think this is a pretty common occurrence for those people whose parents are not emotionally there for their children and who are very ignorant when it comes to their own kids' emotional competence. Now, honestly, why do we worry so much about own emotions? You know, you know, significantly more than the previous generations. You know, Gen Z has fought against the idea of indoctrination, and a lot of the previous generations have been indoctrinated with how they should act and how they should be. And it really comes down to the evolution of the internet. And the internet has modernized the idea of feelings, the idea of your own thoughts, your emotions, and it has given us a lot of short form content. It has rewired a lot of our brains when it comes to how we react to things. We are exposed to so many things that we want in life, what we aspire to become, what we wish to get, and there's always something that the internet and the algorithm will give you. And the daily consumption of this content, regardless of how long you watch every video, can affect your emotional maturity. It can affect how you see the world. 2025 as a year for me has been one of the most bumpiest years of my life, and it has really tested my own emotional maturity. It has given me an onslaught of problems that I have had to face and things that I needed to own up to. I would say the process of healing and the process of realizing mistakes and growing from it was much harder than I thought it would be. I just never had much mental resilience in my life, so when everything gets thrown at you at once, and at the same time I was making horrendous mistakes or doing horrendous things to help cope with these problems, and also those went wrong. So, they really stack up over time. And the idea of social media and it being able to understand how you're feeling sometimes, and it gives you content that really does screw with your head. Um, it still does for me in some moments, and contest my own emotional competence. Um, and this is just unhealthy, unhealthy thoughts into my head. And at the end of the day, you know, everyone should aspire to be emotionally mature, to have a strong mind, to be accountable and resilient when it comes to your own emotions. These are things that everyone should aspire for, regardless of if you are a man or a woman. And for myself, I want to be emotionally there for my own children and become a proper father figure that I've never had. It really starts with being accountable with your own actions. Can you question yourself, or will you have an ego and let it ruin your mind? These questions are very important when it does come to emotional maturity and being able to be truly satisfied and create peace within yourself. But yeah, that's really all I got for today. I'll see y'all next time.